cheat code, I'll call it, the Granville Street Bridge. You're wide open to the area. The problem is getting to it, though. Granville northbound slow from around 16th Avenue all the way up to Broadway. After that, free and clear. The Canby Street Bridge, it's so close to BC Place, but that's why it's so busy. On top of that, it is down to one lane in each direction, an ongoing road work project going well into next year for the Canby Street Bridge. The Dunsmuir Viaduct is a really good option. It is quite busy once you work your way westbound leading up to Beatty Street, but I'm not seeing much going on around it, especially not on Terminal westbound. First Avenue's A-OK. And over at the Knight and Oak Street Bridges, I'm actually seeing volumes start to melt away. It's very busy northbound, but it's getting better on both of those bridges. Anything not getting better? Give me a call about it at star 1130. Don't miss the December 31st first home savings account deadline. Contribute by year end to lower your taxable income and grow your down payment. Learn more at questrate.com. We're in the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. It's meteorologist Carl Lamb.
Well, today we have temperatures getting up to 9 degrees, and we will have mainly cloudy conditions. The rain will start to move in as we go into the evening hours and get heavy as we go into the overnight with a low of just 8 degrees.
Weather's by Duick Auto Group. Looking for an electric vehicle? Duick Auto Group has the largest selection of EVs on the lot. Test drive yours today. Duick Auto Group, where your electric future begins. 3 locations in DuickAutoGroup.com.
Coming up at the top of the hour, just in case you didn't know, thousands of Swifties have already descended on downtown Vancouver for Taylor Swift's first out of 3 concerts of the remaining of her last Eras tour this weekend at BC Place. Our reporter Michael Williams is joining us live at the top of the hour to bring us the latest on the excitement down there. So we'll have all of those details and your other top stories coming up at 5 o'clock. 11:30 news time. It is now 4:54. The incoming provincial director of the BC NDP has experienced what the party is calling a, quote, serious medical emergency. It is not clear exactly what happened, but the party says former Chilliwack MLA Dan Coulter is now in hospital and family are traveling to be with him. The party adds that the larger BC NDP family has been through a lot recently. It comes the day after Children and Family Development Minister Grace Lord announced a cancer diagnosis, and after the death of former Premier John Horgan last month after a 3rd bout with cancer. The chances for a jumbo interest rate cut by the Bank of Canada next week are a little higher today.
The unemployment rate ticked higher to 6.8% in November, even though 51,000 jobs were created, which was twice the expectation. The problem is it wasn't enough to absorb a rise in the number of people looking for work. Derek Holt is vice president and head of capital markets economics at Scotiabank, and he is expecting a half-point cut by the governor on Wednesday.
So I think he's probably going to err on the side of doing a little bit too much than he should, and then we'll have to see how things evolve in 2025.
Holt also says the GST holiday, along with government checks in Ontario and BC, could add further fuel to the inflation fire next year. I'm Chris McCusker.
Canada's housing crisis is leading to more unsafe housing for victims of domestic violence, according to a new report.
Women's Shelters Canada recently released a report saying the country's housing crisis is preventing many people from finding affordable and safe housing after leaving their abuser. Now, women's advocates are calling for provincial and federal governments to step up efforts to create housing for people escaping gender-based violence. The report found when people do leave shelters and transition houses, about half return to their abusers because they have no other options. Advocates say too many women are forced to remain in unsafe situations after being abused. Naira Ahmed, The Canadian Press.
Now, with some Christmas news, the Canada Post strike has ground snail mail down to a halt, but a group of mail carriers in New Westminster is stepping up to make sure your letters to Santa will still make it to the North Pole before Christmas. Jeff Burns is with New West Posties. He has set up a drop box to collect all of your correspondence for Chris Kringle.
I know the posties want to be working, and we want to deliver these letters back from Santa. And I mean, hopefully it's just positive, and hopefully we see everybody back on our job sooner than later.
If you are interested in dropping off a letter to Santa, the drop box is located at 24 Ovens behind the Safeway and McBride at 8th Avenue in New West. Your business news is up next.
Every month, more than 15,000 people rely on the Greater Vancouver Food Bank.
December 13th, join virtually starting at 6 a.m. for Food Bank Friday. Friday.
To help raise funds for the Greater Vancouver Food Bank. The more money raised, the more donations are matched.
Up to $75,000.
Donate today at vancouver.citynews.ca/events.
In partnership with BC Unclaimed. Reuniting unclaimed money with rightful owners. bcunclaimed.ca.
Proudly supported by 1130 News Radio Vancouver.
A record high on Bay Street at the close today. It was up by 12 points, 25,691. It did see a winning week, up by 0.2%. Class A shares in Canadian Tire today down by 1.5%. The company has decided to retain 100% ownership of its financial services business after assessing strategic alternatives. It's also planning to expand its retail ecosystem around the Triangle Rewards program. The Canadian dollar sunk today, dropping by more than half a cent after the latest jobs report showed the creation of 51,000 jobs last month. Sounds good, but the unemployment rate rose to 6.8%, the highest in 3 years. It increases the odds for a half-point interest rate cut by the Bank of Canada next Wednesday. Our loonie down by about 0.6 cents, closing at 70.5 cents U.S. And then oil finished the week close to a 3-week low, $67.20 a barrel. On Wall Street, record highs for the S&P and the NASDAQ at the close. The NASDAQ up by 159, the S&P up by 15, the Dow down 123. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Own the moment. Applewood Mitsubishi has finance rates from 1.99% on select Mitsubishi Outlander PHEVs. Or get lease rates from 3.99%. Plus, receive a no-charge extended warranty and choose a $1,000 winter tire credit or a 1% rate reduction. On top of that, Mitsubishi owners can qualify for an additional 1% rate reduction. Conditions apply. For details, visit Applewood Mitsubishi in the Richmond Auto Mall.
It's all good at Applewood.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
People sometimes ask, sure, you can consolidate people's debts using telekinesis, but what else can you do? As if changing lives isn't enough. Well, I can also use my power to make it rain hot dogs. It's still not as cool as consolidating debts into one easy payment, though.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
CKWXAM,
A Rogers radio station.
1130 News Radio Vancouver.
It's 5 o'clock.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. 1130 News Radio Vancouver.
Good afternoon. This is Friday, December 6th. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Eckerman.
And I'm Maria Venka. We're at 8 degrees, cloudy in Vancouver. Here's what's happening right now.
An electric atmosphere pulsating through the Stadium District in downtown Vancouver. The wait is finally over for Taylor Swift fans.
Taylor Swift's first of 3 concerts is tonight. We hear from local businesses that are enjoying the buzz.
If you want the Memories of the Eras tour to follow you around, we're hearing an unprecedented number of fans are getting Taylor Swift tattoos this weekend.
And if you are attending the show, hope you brought your raincoat. Environment Canada out with a rainfall warning for Metro Vancouver, with heavy rain expected tonight into tomorrow morning.
Thatcher Demko ready to back up for the Canucks tonight as they take on the Jackets across from Taylor at Rogers Arena. Sports at 15.
Records on markets on both sides of the border after jobs reports were released in Canada and the U.S., and our loonie dropped by more than half a cent. Business at 26.
It is 5:01.
Up we go to the 1130 News Radio Air Patrol and Darren Grieve.
Here's some good news, John. They just cleared that truck that was broken down eastbound just at the east end of the Port Mann Bridge. So now the volume's only slow from the ironworkers all the way through to the Cape Port interchange. That'll ease off over time, though, so it's looking a lot better. North Shore, the upper level, still heavy from before Lonsdale and the Lionsgate Bridge. Southbound out of West Van, you're back before Taylor Way. And North Vancouver is back just before the lights of Cap Road. And now Allergan.
Seeing northbound delays at the Alex Fraser Bridge. Well, maybe not the Alex Fraser Bridge. Highway 91 northbound through Delta from 16 64th Avenue up to Nordell, because once you're on the Alice Fraser Bridge, you're going to be looking a lot better. Northbound very slow on the 91A leading up to the Queensboro, and the Massey Tunnel does usually look like this. Northbound getting pushed back past the 17A, because that's how the counterflow works here. You're down to 1 lane northbound and 3 lane southbound. Again, it is getting better, clearly, over at the Knight and Oak Street bridges. I think I've been telling everyone to get over to the Knight Street Bridge, so now there's less traffic at the Oak Street Bridge, but whatever the reason, Oak Street northbound, a little slow by Bridgeport, and then it works a lot better on the bridge deck, where Knight Street northbound getting pushed back all the way to 91. There's no relief till Bridgeport. So again, the shorter line now is the Oak Street Bridge. As we take a look at the downtown core, looks pretty lively. We are seeing the Cambie Street Bridge down to 1 lane each direction, and that's quite slow northbound. The Pacific northbound off-ramp is also blocked off. Dunsmuir Viaduct is doing the best that it can, and people are figuring out that the only street in front of BC Place that's still open is Expo Boulevard. That's getting really busy right now. Everything else shut down for now. Anything else? Give me a call about it at star 1130. Keep it safe and hands-free. Pound 1130 also works. Traffic's by Duick Auto Group. Looking for an electric vehicle? Duick Auto Group has the largest selection of EVs on the lot. Test drive yours today. Duick Auto Group, where your electric future begins. 3 locations and DuickAutoGroup.com. We're in the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. Here's meteorologist Carl Lamb.
Well, today we have temperatures getting up to 9 degrees, and we will have mainly cloudy conditions. The rain will start to move in as we go into the evening hours and get heavier as we go into the overnight, with a low of just 8 degrees.
And right now we are at 8 degrees. 11:30 news time. It is now 5:03.
Now, 11:30 News Radio. In-depth team coverage.
Oh, the moment has finally arrived for thousands of Taylor Swift fans. The pop superstar kicking off the first of 3 shows at BC Place tonight.
Let's head there. 11:30's Michael Williams joins us live from outside of the stadium right now. And Michael, what is the atmosphere like there?
Well, Maria, you can almost taste the excitement on your tongue. There's thousands of people still in line, some thousands already let in the stadium, and a lot of people still just arriving. Catching up with a fellow and his partner. They came in from Chilliwack. They talked about getting here maybe a little bit later than some other people, but said, they didn't care. It was just about arriving and eventually getting in. The show doesn't start till about 7. That's when the first act begins. The doors opened at 4:30. Now, a lot of people also visiting from out of town. I kind of went on this funny little streak where it felt like every person I was talking to was from the U.S. I talked to a couple from Indiana. I talked to 3 ladies from Missouri, another partner and a man and his partner from Seattle. And this was just really about, making it to this event. People talked about how hard it was to get tickets in other cities and, kind of being described as winning the lottery, getting a ticket for the first of 3 shows here at BC Place tonight. Now, several streets have been blocked off around BC Place. I don't recommend driving down here tonight, especially with the Canucks game going on, too. I believe Cirque du Soleil is holding an event as well. So it's jam-packed, and businesses in the area reaping the rewards. I've seen restaurants just overflowing with people. The city estimating this event this weekend is going to bring in upwards of $150 million, an additional 250,000 people in downtown Vancouver. Reporting live, I'm Michael Williams.
Thank you, Michael. And speaking of that business angle, 11:30's Michelle Meiklejohn hearing from local shopkeepers benefiting from this Swift madness.
Sienna is the district manager at The Latest Scoop, a clothing store located in Gastown. She describes the frenzy of fans who've been frequenting the store.
Within the first minutes of opening, 50 people through the door on a weekday.
Part of that chaos is because the store is located right beside Vancouver's Steam Clock, which has changed its tune to shake it off. A lot of the customers are out-of-towners, like Yvette and Kayla, who drove from Central Valley, California to attend the concert.
Actually, Canada was one of my places to come and explore, so I checked it off my bucket list on top of the Eras tours.
The concert is expected to bring $157 million to Vancouver's economy. I'm Michelle Meiklejohn.
Some Swifties are looking for ways to take this end of an era and make it last an age. Literally. Local tattoo artists are offering Taylor Swift flash designs, and lines are out the door. 11:30's Shushti Gandev is hearing from a veteran artist who says he has never seen anything like this before. Paul Bevan of Grey Lantern Tattoos in New West says he's been tattooing for more than 17 years. He's watched tattoos become popular with the general public, and he says he's never seen so many people get a tattoo for a specific event or person. His business partner, Fabus Ravi, has tattooed dozens of people already, and by the time the week is done, he estimates about 150 Swifties will have gotten inked. And the main thing he's surprised by is the sense of community.
Everyone that's in here has made a bracelet for Faye, or made like 5 bracelets, and it's like pick one, and they're all just swapping it. They're like, the community around it is insane. It's brilliant.
Bevan says whole families are coming in to get tattoos, along with sister duos and mother-daughter combos. Among the most popular designs seem to be a snake for the Reputation era and the phrase long live. But Brasravi is taking custom requests, like the shape of the Eras Tour stage as well. I'm Srishti Gangdev.
11:30 news time, 5:07, mainly cloudy and 9 degrees in Vancouver. If you're headed to the show tonight, best wear your raincoat. Environment Canada out with a rainfall warning for Metro Vancouver, with heavy rain expected tonight through to tomorrow morning. We could see between 50 and 70 millimeters total, with some localized flooding or water pooling on roads. Meteorologist Carl Lamb is in the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. He says you should have better luck if you're off to night 2.
And then it starts to dissipate by the time we get to Saturday afternoon. There still will be a few showers lingering around, but it's not going to be a complete and total washout.
Sunday could see a few showers as well, but it won't be as bad as we'll see tonight and into tomorrow morning.
Avalanche Canada says conditions are expected to become significantly more risky in the mountains, on the Sunshine Coast, and into the Sea to Sky region on Saturday. Currently, the avalanche danger rating in the region is ranked at the lowest level out of 5, but a spike is expected in the alpine areas and around the tree line. The danger rating is ranked at a level 2 or moderate across much of Vancouver Island, as well as areas of eastern BC bordering Alberta. The province says everyone should share their plan with a friend or family member, as well as check forecast and guidance from Avalanche Canada before setting out.
We are Vancouver's station for breaking news, traffic and weather, and traffic alerts as they happen. This is 11:30 News Radio. Up next, the Ferry Report.
It's 5:09.
Your trusted news.
11:30 News Radio, Vancouver.
Hi, I'm Trevor Linden. As we age, it's so important to monitor your stress and fatigue levels. Feeling run down can really affect our health. That's why I believe supplementing with the right men's health product is key. I trust Prairie Naturals men's health products. They can help reduce stress, support mental focus, and can offer relief to prostate issues such as the frequent need to urinate. To find ProstForce, TestForce, and other Prairie Naturals men's health products, visit a natural health retailer near you.
And now, time for the 11:30 News Radio Ferry Report. Here is Alex Kerrigan.
All aboard. Tawasin Source Base, 7 o'clock. The 81% sold still. Tawasin to Dew Point, 545. Not on the dock yet. 65% sold. And Horseshoe Bay to Departure Bay, 635 is 75% sold. So I got to say, the boats feel a little light right now. You can always stay on top of them on our website, vancouver.citynews.ca/traffic.
In a minute, another check of traffic and weather together on the ones. It's 5:10.
This hour of City News is brought to you by Global Carpets and Hardwoods, the world at your feet.
From right here in Canada to all 4 corners of the world, the good folks at Global Carpets and Hardwoods bring the best flooring from around the globe home to Vancouver. Global Carpets have all the top flooring brands in stock and ready to go. Hardwood, laminate, vinyl, carpet, area rugs, and more. With speedy and professional installation available. Just head to the Globe at Marine and Heather or visit globalcarpets.ca.
Global Carpets and Hardwoods, the world at your feet.
It's Todd Talbot here for the VGH Millionaire Lottery. Bigger and better than ever. More bonus prize winners, more grand prize cash, and 10 grand prize options that can turn you into a multi-millionaire. Plus, buy now for the $70,000 Christmas bonus with 4 winners. Choose from luxury travel, a Honda Civic, or tax-free cash. Win big and support VGH and UBC Hospital Foundation. Christmas bonus deadline, midnight tonight. Order tickets online at millionairelottery.com.
19 plus to play. Know your limit. Play within it.
It's 5:11. Back up we go to the 11:30 News Radio Air Patrol and Darren Grieve.
checking the volume for that Burnaby Lake stretch after the earlier stall at the east end of the Port Mann Bridge. You're still slow from the ironworkers all the way through to Gallardi, but after that it does start to open up. You're moving better through Coquitlam and across the Port Mann to Surrey, and Highway 1 through Surrey towards the valley, looking pretty good for a Friday afternoon. And now Alex Kerrigan.
Thank you very much, Darren. It's a little slow northbound over at the Alex Fraser Bridge as well. Northbound delays at the south end. Also slow northbound over at the Massey Tunnel. But the thing with the Massey Tunnel is it always looks like that. That's one lane in your favor with counterflow. The Alex Fraser, pardon me, as I trip over myself there. Alex Fraser is just slow as you work your way through it. East-West connector doing its job. We work our way to the Knight and Oak Street bridges where, again, I'm a little surprised, but I like what I see. We're getting better on the Knight and Oak Street bridges. Oak Street northbound is slow from Bridgeport's merge, which actually is better. And Knight Street is getting pushed back to the 91, which is still pretty slow. But you're still going to see that relief on the Knight Street bridge on the bridge. The delay is getting onto it. Southbound delays are a lot better than we're used to seeing. And coming into the downtown core, Burrard and Granville are great. Canby still down to one lane each way, will be well into the new year. And the road closures all around BC Place are really displacing some traffic right now. Dunsmuir Viaduct for the time being is still okay. Traffic is brought to you by Bosley's, starting tomorrow for 2 days only. Save 20% on all Hills Science Diet, Open Farm, Performa Trim, and more brands at your local Bosley's and bosleys.com. We're in the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center with meteorologist Carl Lamb.
Well, today we have temperatures getting up to 9 degrees, and we will have mainly cloudy conditions. The rain will start to move in as we go into the evening hours and get heavier as we go into the overnight with a low of just 8 degrees.
And right now in Vancouver, mainly cloudy and 6 degrees. Up next in sports with Marcus Fitzgerald, a 6-game Friday night in the NHL, including your Canucks back home against the Blue Jackets. So nice to see so many people downtown excited for a hockey game.
That's why they're there, John.
Yeah.
We've been alluding to them all day, I'm sure. They're excited to see Thatcher Demko back up Kevin Lankin, and I bet we'll get to that and more coming up in just a minute.
A flexible circle of diamonds.
A flexible circle of diamonds that glitters and twinkles
and sparkles and shines, just like she does.
Give the woman you love a flexible circle of diamonds this Christmas.
Or give yourself one.
You've worked hard. You deserve it.
Some people call these flexible circles of diamonds tennis bracelets.
Michael, I'm pretty sure everyone calls them tennis bracelets.
But this magnificent bracelet isn't about tennis.
This magnificent bracelet is about the magnificent woman who wears it.
Even the bracelets with small diamonds are dazzling.
A 1-carat total weight tennis bracelet featuring star-born created diamonds is just $1,499.
Bracelets with even bigger diamonds are stunning.
And bracelets with diamonds bigger than those will make you look like a movie star.
You can wear a tennis bracelet with everything.
Or with nothing at all.
I can't believe you said that.
I'm sorry. When you said everything, the first word that popped into my mind was nothing.
Spence. Wow! Open late in Vancouver and Langley.
Wherever we're needed most, United Way British Columbia is there because we're united for people in need. Visit uwbc.ca.
Vancouver's trusted news. 1130 News Radio.
Mainly cloudy and 9 degrees in Vancouver. Good afternoon. I'm John Ackerman.
And I'm Maria Vinca. Here's what's happening right now.
The doors have been opened at BC Place as thousands of Swifties are now inside the stadium, about to live out their wildest dreams and see Taylor Swift live in concert tonight.
And if you're attending the show, hope you brought a raincoat with you. Environment Canada has issued a rainfall warning for Metro Vancouver, with heavy rain expected tonight into tomorrow morning.
And still ahead, Canada's jobless rate jumping to its highest rate outside the pandemic since 2017. 11:30 news time now, 5:15. That's time for sports from Sportsnet 650, your home of the Canucks. Let's welcome Marcus Fitzgerald.
Hey, John. Canucks and Jackets tonight at Rogers Arena. Biggest show in town. Thatcher Demko will back up Kevin Lankin, and tonight, biggest deal in town. Makes you wonder if Demko will start Sunday against Tampa Bay. Also, when there's another show across the street. Jake DeBrusk was a big reason why the club was so successful on that recent road trip. Guy was scoring all over the place.
Honestly, it's nice to be home, but we try to keep similar routines or things like that, but it's a more mental thing, I think, at this point. It'll be nice to get the first one out of the way.
DeBrusk scored 8 times on the trip. We'll see if it carries over tonight. It might. You never know. Columbus comes in here. They're tired. They lost 6-3 to the Oilers last night. Second leg of a back-to-back. And look, I know the first home game after a trip's always a bit of a struggle, but Columbus is not very good. should be a good chance for the Canucks to make some hay on home ice. They haven't really done that this season. 7 o'clock on Sportsnet 650. That's part of 6 games on the NHL slate. Washington ahead of the Leafs in Toronto, 1-0 in the second period. Kraken and the Devils tied at 2 in the middle frame. Penguins and the Rangers scoreless through 20 minutes of play. Also starting at 7 tonight, the Wild visit the Ducks. The Stars are at the Golden Knights. In the dub this evening, the Vancouver Giants are on the road. They'll face the Tri-City Americans. That will be a 7:05 start, and we'll have eyes on that one too. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime. Sportsnet.ca/650.
Get to work the Helijet way. Why spend hours in the car? Or on the water? When a Helijet commute gets you to the office in minutes. Spend more time being there and less time getting there. Park for free at the Harbourfront Terminal. Then take off daily between Nanaimo and Vancouver in just 18 minutes. Or Victoria and Vancouver in 35 minutes. Get your workday completed and be back home in time for dinner. Click helijet.com for your quick commute.
Why do I love getting my holiday gifts at Shoppers Drug Mart? The PC Optimum points. Perfume for mom? Points for me. Chocolates for the teachers? Oh yeah, points for me. Shoppers, you should totally go. Exclusions apply.
It's the most wonderful time of the year on Pluto TV. Cozy up with festive classics and heartwarming movies streaming all day, every day to get you in the holiday spirit. Season's greetings from Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
You are listening to 1130 News Radio Vancouver. It's 5:18. Police are investigating a stabbing this morning in Surrey. At around 9 a.m., emergency crews responded to a housing complex on 104th Avenue and 140th Street. A 50-year-old man suffering serious injuries to his chest. Surrey Police Service officers quickly locating a 34-year-old man nearby and took him into custody. The victim is in the hospital in serious but stable condition. Vancouver Police looking for your help tracking down an assault suspect from the summer. The VPD has posted pictures of a man accused of attacking a 16-year-old girl. The teen and a friend had traveled by bus from West Van to downtown Vancouver August 25th when they noticed the suspect watching them. When they got off at Pacific Center near Granville in Georgia, police said the man followed them and then attacked one of the girls. A witness intervened, but the suspect got away. You can find images of that suspect at vancouver.citynews.ca. Vancouver police say charges have now been laid against a man accused of stealing a car last weekend. They say early last Sunday morning, a security guard called 911 to report that a man armed with a knife and a broken glass bottle had taken his car from the Chinatown area. Police tracked the car down in East Van later on. The suspect was shot by police and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The VPD says he's now been charged with 1 count each of robbery, uttering threats, and theft of a motor vehicle. And a former Chilliwack MLA, now the incoming provincial director of the BC NDP, is in the hospital following what's being called a serious medical emergency. In a statement to 1130 News Radio, the party is asking everyone to keep Dan Coulter in their thoughts, as well as to send love and support. The party says many of his family are traveling from afar to be with him and are asking for privacy during this time. This comes a day after Children and Family Development Minister Grace Lohr announced a cancer diagnosis and weeks after the death of former Premier John Horgan following a third bout of cancer. In a minute, another check of traffic and weather together on the ones. 1130 News Time, 520.
When you need to go.
Vancouver's trusted traffic team knows how to get you there.
With traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the ones. 1130 News Radio Vancouver.
And we're back.
I gotta say, what a thrill.
Couldn't agree more, Jeff. My blood is pumping.
Canadian Blood Services needs 450 new donors every day to keep Canada's lifeline strong.
And in the final quarter of the day, we have 55 left to... What's that?
Is that a new donor?
It's a new donor.
We're at 396. Only 54 left to go.
This is the 450 challenge. Let's get Canada's blood pumping.
Book an appointment today at blood.ca/450.
Hello, Stephen Curtis here from Willowbrook Chrysler. Hey, Curtis, why are we so darn busy? Every desk in here is full.
Stevie boy, it's like going to a Chinese restaurant and it's packed. You know that's good food.
Darn tootin', Curtis. We're packed here because we care. Everyone gets a trip for 2 to Vegas and the best deal in town. Airfare and hotel on any purchase.
Coney Island hot dogs served every weekend, 52 weeks a year. Don't forget, worst parking in town? Only at Willowbrook Chrysler, where friends mean more than money.
It's 521. Back up we go to the 1130 News Radio Air Patrol and Darren Grieve.
It looks good at the Massey Tunnel this afternoon, John. Southbound traffic moving just fine. Northbound with the one lane, you're slow from the 17A. East-west connector to the Alex Fraser Bridge, not seeing too much of a delay there. The bridge across to Delta, that looks fine as well. And now Alex Kerrigan.
I did just get a call about a crash on Lougheed westbound in front of Old Dewdney Trunk Road. It's got the middle lane blocked off, and we are seeing that one. They said it just happened, and delays are already getting pretty bad leading up to the Pitt River Bridge. Thank you for the call if you're listening. Do watch out for that one. Haven't told crews about it just yet, but crash on Lougheed westbound before the Pitt River Bridge. That's got the middle lane blocked off for now. Highway 1, Port Mann Bridge got better in a hurry. Eastbound as you work your way into Abbotsford is not the issue. And the Port Mann is not really the issue. Highway 1 through Burnaby stayed busy from Grandview Highway all the way up to just after Kensington. After that, you're free and clear. We got a call about a stalled vehicle hanging out in the North Shore. It looks like it just got cleared, though. But Highway 1 westbound going to be slow from around Sprott Street to the base of the Iron Workers, and the rest of the way going up the cut is gone. So that does tell us that the stall, which was going up the cut, has been cleared. Anything else going on, star 1130, pound 1130. They both get you into the newsroom. Love a good save? Then you'll love the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Score up to $10,000 in combined rebates. Visit bchonda.ca. Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. Here's meteorologist Carl Lamb.
9 degrees and cloudy conditions today across Metro Vancouver. We do have winds picking up this evening, and the rain starts to move in too. It will be steady at times, especially through the overnight with a low of 8. Then for tomorrow, we'll have some rain at times, also some gusty winds and a high of 9. But then by the afternoon, it starts to dry out a bit. We may even see a little bit of sun, and then to a low of 6. Then for Sunday, a few showers early, can't be ruled out, but then sun and cloud and 7. And then sun and cloud for Monday and a high of 6.
And your weather is by Dockside Brewing Company. Welcome 2025 with an elegant 4-course dinner crafted with seasonal ingredients and vegan options. View the full menu at docksidevancouver.com.
Thank you, Alex. Coming up, the doors are open at BC Place as thousands of Swifties are getting inside the stadium, about to live out their wildest dreams and see pop star Taylor Swift live in concert tonight for the first of her 3 Eras Tour shows in our fair city. Those details and our other top stories coming up at 5:30. 11:30 news time now, 5:23. Canada's unemployment rate jumping to 6.8% last month, up from 6.5 in October, as more people looked for work.
Statistics Canada's November labor force survey says the jobless rate last month reached the highest since January 2017, outside of the COVID-19 pandemic. The economy added 51,000 jobs in November, with employment gains concentrated in full-time work. Average hourly wages were up 4.1% from a year ago, marking a slowdown in annual wage growth from October. The Bank of Canada will have its eye on today's job report as it gears up for its interest rate announcement on Wednesday. Najoud Al-Malis, the Canadian Press, Ottawa.
Braving a bitter winter wind, dignitaries gathered in front of Polytechnique Montreal's main campus today to pay tribute to the 14 women killed at the Montreal institution in an anti-feminist attack 35 years ago. 13 others were injured in the attack perpetrated by Marc Lepine, who then died by his own hand. He had ranted about feminists ruining his life. Polytechnique Montreal President Maud Cohen says there's a duty to remember.
There were 13 students, 1 employee. We need to remember what happened and what they were, and we need to make sure we learn from this.
A number of events have been planned across the country, including a beam lighting ceremony in Montreal, during which a 15th beam of light will be lit in memory of victims of femicide. More fallout today from the Canada Post strike, which is now 3 weeks old.
The Canada Post strike has created an uptick in deliveries for companies like Purolator and UPS, so much so that both have been forced to pause shipments. Bad weather has also complicated matters, so Purolator says it needs to prioritize critical shipments, and that means a freeze on service for some partners. So couriers like eShipper have been told no shipments will be processed or moved for 48 hours starting Wednesday. The walkout by 55,000 members of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers has now entered a 4th week. Canada Post is now reviewing new counter proposals from the union. I'm Chris McCusker.
That sound means it's time for Christmas news. If you're worried your letters to Santa may not make it to the North Pole before Christmas because of the Canada Post strike, fear not. A group of mail carriers in Westminster taking matters into their own hands by setting up a drop box. Jeff Burns speaks for New West Posties.
There's nothing more magical than getting a letter from Santa and seeing what he said and, open the mailbox, all that stuff. So this year, obviously, we have our labor dispute, and we're unfortunately on strike, but there's no reason that the children should not be excited for those letters to come.
If you're interested in dropping off a letter to Santa, the drop box is located at 24 Ovens behind the Safeway at McBride and 8th Avenue in New Westminster.
Christmas news
25 minutes past the hour.
on 1130 News Radio Vancouver.
1130 News Radio All Christmas News is brought to you by Barkbusters, a better way to better a dog. Visit barkbusters.ca.
Meet Seeker, the free new app that lets you stream your favorite radio stations, podcasts, news, sports, and more. And it's the place to win the biggest prizes.
My name is Taylor, and welcome to the Eras Tour.
Win a pair of sold-out tickets to see Taylor Swift live in Vancouver, thanks to Rogers, the presenting sponsor of Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Download Seeker, the free app from the App Store or Google Play, and see Taylor Swift live.
SEEKR. Seeker.
And now the 1130 News Radio Market Minutes with Chris McCusker.
A record high on Bay Street again today, and it did see a winning week. It was up by about 0.2%. A gain today of just 12 points, 25,691. Shares in BRP, one of the winners today, that stock up by about 7%. The maker of Ski-Doos and Sea-Doos saw earnings plunge in its latest quarter, and that capped off a tough year. Third quarter earnings per share did beat expectations. The company also announced a buyback plan, and it maintained its dividend. As well today, the latest jobs report suggests we could see a half-point interest rate cut by the Bank of Canada next Wednesday. 51,000 jobs added in November. That was about twice the expectation, but the unemployment rate still hit its highest level in 3 years at 6.8%. The Canadian dollar down by about 0.6 cents, closing about 70.5 cents U.S., still the lowest level in about 5 years. On Wall Street, record highs for the S&P and the NASDAQ today. The S&P up by 15, the NASDAQ higher by 159, and the Dow down 123. It was lower on the week, down 0.6%. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Hey driver, you know what that is? That's the sound of your new vehicle from Used Car Dealer of the Year, BCS Auto Sales. With BCS Auto Sales financing, we go the extra mile to get you approved, guaranteed. Working with over 20 lenders, we're able to get you the best rate, terms, and conditions for your vehicle loan. Specials include no money down and no payments for 6 months OAC. With hundreds of quality vehicles to choose from, it's no wonder why we are Used Car Dealer of the Year 7 years in a row. Shop with confidence in person in South Vancouver or online at bcsautosales.ca.
This holiday season, Oak Ridge Park brings Christmas magic to Vancouver. Look out for Santa as he zips across town in his dashing modernized sleigh now through December 20th. And he'd love to take a photo with you. Also, don't miss our 12 Days of Christmas giveaway for your chance to win fabulous gifts, including a luxury Louis Vuitton bag. Entering is easy. Just visit holiday.oakridgepark.com and follow us on Instagram at Oak Ridge Park. This truly is the most wonderful time of the year.
11:30 News Time, 5:29. Today is New Music Friday. New today is Held Together, a new 6-song EP from the Sheepdogs.
Feeling lost in time and the dip.
That is the title track. Held Together follows Paradise Alone, a 5-track EP the Saskatoon Rockers put out just this past August. Both releases are available from Right On Records, the band's brand new independent label. Kirsty Gungdev produces the Afternoon Drive program. Terry Shintz is our news director. 11:30 News Time, 5:30.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. 1130 News Radio, Vancouver.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us today. It is Friday, December 6th. I'm Maria Vinca.
I'm John Ackerman. Vancouver, mainly cloudy and 8 degrees. Here's what's happening right now.
Vancouver vibrating with energy ahead of the Taylor Swift concert at BC Place. We'll bring you inside the swarm of Swifties.
Local businesses are benefiting from the Taylor Swift buzz as the megastar's shows happen this weekend.
If you're hoping to remember this moment, you could be one of hundreds of Swifties getting permanent tattoos to commemorate their Eras Tour experience. And you'll probably want to bring a raincoat if you're heading to the show tonight. Environment Canada is warning of heavy rain tonight through tomorrow morning.
90 minutes out from puck drop at Rogers Arena. Canucks and the Blue Jackets as Vancouver back home after a successful road trip. Thatcher Demko to back up Kevin Lankin in the night. Sports at 45.
A record high on Bay Street to close out a winning week. Our loonie dropped by more than half a cent, and some big names hit records in the U.S. too. Business at 56.
It's 5:31.
Now up to the 11:30 News Radio Air Patrol with Darren Grieve.
Check here on the Burnaby Lake stretch of Highway 1, and that volume eastbound still pretty heavy as you come off the North Shore all the way through to above Goularty. But after that, we're fine. It's a lot better now through Coquitlam and across the Port Mann Bridge. As for the North Shore, the upper levels highway still pretty heavy before Lonsdale. Southbound Lionsgate seeing an awful lot of volume out of West and North Vancouver as well. And now over to Alex Kerrigan.
We still got some pretty big delays here and there, but I feel confident saying, generally speaking, that the worst is behind us here. We still have some pretty big northbound delays at the Alex Fraser Bridge, just volume from around north of the 64th Avenue all the way to the base of the bridge. Once you're on the Alice Fraser, you're fine. It is still a usual delay for the 91A, which is unfortunate, but there's no crash at the front of the line, just a heavy volume delay. And Marine Way is not touching North Fraser Way anymore. There is an early end to that delay. Over at the Massey Tunnel, that's a little extra busy. 99 North getting pushed back to the City of Delta Public Works Yard. One lane is in your favor. 3 lanes southbound, you're racing out of Richmond. And I love what I'm seeing over at the Oak Street Bridge. You're only slow from Bridgeport now. That's actually a huge improvement. Southbound delays are south of 57th Avenue. Knight Street Bridge, also pretty dense, but once you're on the bridge, you're looking a lot better. And southbound delays end around 57th Avenue. Do not forget that the Cambie Street Bridge is down to 1 lane in both directions. That'll be going on well until next year. And coming off Cambie Street Bridge, northbound Pacific Boulevard is shut down for that off-ramp. Expo Boulevard still works, but there's a few closures around BC Place. The Dunsmuir Viaduct is nice and close, and honestly, not that bad. Neither is the Granville Street Bridge. Anything else going on at Star 1130 with traffic by BC Children's Hospital Foundation. Want to help BC kids this holiday season? With delays in mail service, donate online to support critical needs at BC Children's Hospital at makeusmighty.ca. We're in the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center with meteorologist Carl Lamb.
It's cloudy today with a high of 9 degrees, but it gets pretty wet tonight as those rain showers start to move in. They'll be pretty steady as we go into the overnight, too. And then the winds also start to gust anywhere between 20 to 40 kilometers per hour, and we're dropping down to 8 degrees tonight.
And right now in Vancouver, mainly cloudy and 8 degrees. 11:30 news time coming up on 5:34.
Now, 11:30 News Radio. In-depth team coverage.
It is the moment Swifties have been waiting for. Taylor Swift kicks off her first of 3 Eras Tour shows at BC Place tonight.
Let's go live now to our Michael Williams downtown. Michael, fans continue to file into the stadium.
Yeah, that's right, John. And a lot of people still just showing up as well. I mean, tens of thousands here at this for this concert tonight at BC Place, the first of 3 shows for Taylor Swift. And I just did a little walk around, giving myself a break from the Swifties for a moment just to check out some restaurants. I got to pop inside. A lot of places just packed with people, whether it's a Chipotle or a Browns or a local bar, all these businesses reaping the rewards of this concert tonight. And some of the people I talked with inside dressed up. So I asked them, are you going to Taylor Swift tonight? And they tell me no, but they're down here to be part of the experience, to be among the fans. That's just how big this event is for some people. Now, the show doesn't start until 7, but a lot of people already let inside more and more by the minute, asking some of the fans, what do you do when you're inside? Well, they go get merch. They hang out with other fans. They quote unquote vibe with each other. So it's quite the experience down here at BC Place. And again, just the first of 3 nights here. So it's going to be a very busy time in downtown Vancouver this weekend. Reporting live, I'm Michael Williams.
Thank you very much, Michael. Meantime, 11:30's Michelle Meikle-John is hearing from downtown shopkeepers who say the concerts are a boon for local businesses.
Eliza is the supervisor at Lee's Donuts in Gastown. She says she hasn't seen it this busy since the summertime. Lee's is catering to the crowds with Taylor Swift-themed flavors.
So there's 3. I think there's Fearless, Speak Now, and Lover. But yeah, we're definitely selling out of those very, very fast.
Peyton and Kristen are visiting from Littleton, Colorado to catch Swift's last concert, an 18th birthday present for Peyton. It's the pair's first time in Vancouver, and they say it's made a positive impression so far.
So I've been wanting to come here for probably 3 decades now. I'm so thrilled that I'm here, and I'm here with my daughter.
Economists forecast the concert will bring in $157 million to Vancouver's economy. I'm Michelle Meiklejohn.
Now, some Swifties are looking to make their memories of the tour permanent. 1130's Shushti Gangdev, or is it Swifty Gangdev? Hearing from local tattoo artists who are offering Taylor Swift flash designs, and they say they're incredibly busy. Taylor.
If you're as excited about the Eras Tour as that guy, this might be for you. Grey Lantern Tattoos in New West is one of several local artists putting on Taylor Swift events this weekend, and Paul Bevan says he's never seen anything like it.
I've been tattooing since the days that it started to get popular, when sports stars and TV people started getting tattoos, and seen how the industry's changed, and this is legitimately the wildest I've seen a buzz for a single event.
He says some people have been getting the shape of the Eras Tour stage as a tattoo, which he says speaks to the significance of the tour itself, not just people getting tattoos of an artist they like. His business partner, Faye Basravi, is the one doing the actual tattooing, and all said and done, he's estimating Basravi will tattoo more than 150 fans by Taylor Swift's birthday next week. I'm Swifty Gangdev. 11:30 news time. It is now 5:37, 8 degrees, cloudy skies in Vancouver.
11:30 News Radio Weather Alert.
And make sure your cowboy boots are waterproof if you're heading to the concert tonight. Meteorologist Carl Lamb is in the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. He says you should plan ahead for some wet weather later in the evening.
Temperature's not all that bad. Should be around 8 degrees by the time you're going into BC Place. But as the concert starts to end, that's when the rain will start to pick up across Metro Vancouver. So it will be pretty wet as you are leaving.
Environment Canada has issued a rainfall warning with up to 70 millimeters possible this evening through tomorrow morning. The warning covers Metro Vancouver as far north to Squamish and Whistler as well. And there could also be localized flooding in some areas, along with pooling water on the roads.
5:38, the BC government encouraging you to do your research on the avalanche risk before you head out into the backcountry. Forecasts show danger ratings are expected to be increasing in some areas this weekend. The province says everyone should share their plans with a friend or family and check forecasts and guidance from Avalanche Canada before they set out. Currently, the avalanche danger rating in the region is ranked at the lowest level out of 5, but a spike is expected in the alpine areas and around the tree line.
We are Vancouver station for breaking news, traffic and weather, and traffic alerts as they happen. This is 11:30 News Radio. Still to come, the 11:30 News Radio Border Report.
It's 5:39.
11:30 News Radio Vancouver.
I've designed a diamond pendant called The Road We Travel. It's a 3-dimensional Mobius circle with 10 created diamonds. Trace your finger along that golden road and you will travel all the way around the front and the back of the pendant without ever lifting your finger. It's a miracle, just like your relationship.
We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time.
Just $1.99 at Spence. Open late in Vancouver and Langley.
Border Report brought to you by Pacific Blue Cross Travel Insurance. Buy a travel plan and your kids are covered free at pacificbluecross.ca.
And with the 11:30 News Radio Pacific Blue Cross Border Report with Alex Kerrigan.
Right now, we are looking at not so much going on southbound. It's Peace Arch Pack, Aldergrove, and Sumas. They are actually wide open. However, we are still seeing some traffic getting processed northbound, and it's better but still heavy. 45 minutes northbound at the Peace Arch crossing, 35 minutes northbound at the Pack crossing. We got a call saying it was closer to a 45-minute wait at Aldergrove. We'll honor that for now, and 15 to 20 over at Sumas. So again, heavy but better northbound, which you can double check on our website, vancouver.citynews.ca/border.
Thank you, Alex. Your traffic and weather is together next. It's 5:40.
This hour of City News is brought to you by Global Carpets and Hardwoods at Marine and Heather.
From right here in Canada to all four corners of the world, the good folks at Global Carpets and Hardwoods bring the best flooring from around the globe home to Vancouver. Global Carpets have all the top flooring brands in stock and ready to go. Hardwood, laminate, vinyl, carpet, area rugs, and more. With speedy and professional installation available. Just head to the Globe at Marine and Heather or visit globalcarpets.ca.
Global Carpets and Hardwoods, the world at your feet.
How do you, Subway holiday lover?
I'm dreaming of a turkey sub.
Well, hold on to your chestnuts for Subway's new festive faves meal. A 6-inch turkey sub with cranberry Dijon, crispy potato rings, and 2 red velvet cookies.
Ooh, jingle my bells.
No thank you, but all this delicious and fixins for just $8.99.
Yum. Maybe some sugar plums.
No idea what that is. The new festive faves meal. A merry $8.99. Only at Subway. At participating Canadian restaurants. Extras additional. Terms and conditions apply.
By the fireplace.
541 back up to the 1130 News Radio Air Patrol. Where are you flying, Darren Grieve?
We're on the North Shore. We heard there might be a problem at the top of the cut, but that was a lie. There's no problem there at all. It's just volume from Lonsdale straight down the hill to the Ironworkers, and then slow once you're off the bridge to Gilmarty. After that, no delays to the Port Manor across to Surrey. And now Alex Kerrigan.
It's still a little slow at the Alex Fraser Bridge. Just a slow down here northbound 64th up to 72nd. It's getting better closer to Nordell Way, and it has always been quite clean on the Alex Fraser Bridge itself. Just the approach was busy. East-west connector is slow on the S-curve. Westbound, eastbound, you're great. Over to the George Massey Tunnel. Northbound delays at the south end. One lane in your favor. Racing out of Richmond, though, with the extra lane, you're wide open. And, well, good times are over here as the Oak Street Bridge is busy all over again. You're slow from about Canby Road all the way to the north end of the bridge deck. It was looking so much better. But for now, the Nice Street Bridge is, well, it's still a great option. You're pretty dense from Canby Road up to Bridgeport. But after that, Nice Street Bridge is wide open. And coming into the downtown core, I like what I see. Burrard and Granville, not so bad. Canby is down to 1 lane each direction, and it's looking pretty slow through the area. Also, the Pacific Boulevard off-ramp from Canby northbound is blocked. Expo Boulevard, very busy westbound, but again, all things considered, it's not that bad downtown. Yet. Anything weird going on, star 1130 is the number to call. Traffic is brought to you now by Main Road and the Winter Driving Safety Alliance. Winter tires with the 3-peat mountain or snowflake symbol offer the best traction for faster stopping time and shorter stopping distance on ice and snow. Learn more at shiftingtowinter.ca. We're in the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. It's meteorologist Carl Lamb.
It's a high of 9 degrees for us today. Certainly very mild across Metro Vancouver, but it's going to be pretty wet tonight as that rain moves in, and it will be heavy at times, especially through the overnight, and a low of 8. And you'll also notice the winds start to pick up too. Then for tomorrow, we'll have gusty winds, some rain showers through the morning, and it starts to dry out a little bit in the afternoon with a high of 9 and a low of 6 tomorrow night.
And right now we're at 8 degrees cloudy in Vancouver. Coming up next in sports with Marcus Fitzgerald. Marcus, good afternoon. Vancouver is packed with Taylor Swift fans, Cirque du Soleil fans, couldn't even say it, and the Vancouver Canucks fans for a home game against the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Good afternoon, Marie. Yes, indeed. The Canucks are back home after a pretty successful road trip. Thatcher Demko's not going to start, but you'll see him in uniform on the bench. So there's that. That's on the way in just a minute.
Tame the season with big savings on select SUVs now at Mercedes-Benz North Vancouver. Lease the 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 SUV from $999 plus tax monthly at rates from 1.99% over 48 months. Or lease the 2024 EQE from $888 plus taxes monthly at rates from 0%. Get the details today at Mercedes-Benz North Vancouver, located at 1375 Marine Drive, a Dilawri franchise dealership, part of Canada's largest automotive group.
The holidays can be devastating when a loved one's drinking spirals. Missed moments, broken promises, and the crushing anxiety of wondering if tonight will be another crisis. It doesn't have to be this way. At Orchard Recovery Center, they understand the heartbreak and fear, and the relief when someone finally says, "I need help." This season, give your family the gift of a new beginning with Orchard Recovery Center on Bowen Island. A fresh start is closer than you think. Visit orchardrecovery.com today.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. 1130 News Radio.
8 degrees cloudy in Vancouver. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Maria Venka.
I'm John Ackerman. Here's what's happening right now.
In glittering outfits, Taylor Swift fans are starting to pour into BC Place Stadium for the first of 3 shows to close out the superstar's record-breaking Eras Tour tonight.
Maybe you'll want a glittering raincoat if you're headed to the show. Environment Canada warning of heavy rain tonight through to tomorrow morning.
And still ahead, the popular 2024 Sephora Kids social media trend continues to raise concerns. It is now time for sports, and from Sportsnet 650, the home of the Canucks, here's Marcus Fitzgerald.
Maria, Canucks and the Blue Jackets at Rogers Arena coming up in about an hour and 20 minutes or so. Definitely the biggest show in town. It's the last time I'm going to make that joke, I promise. Thatcher Demko will back up Kevin Lankin tonight, so it is kind of a cool show. Makes you wonder if Demko is actually going to start Sunday against Tampa Bay. He's been activated. He's going to be in uniform tonight. Maybe we see him against a talented Lightning side. Now, Jake DeBrusk was a big reason why the team is so successful on this recent road trip. Phil in the back of the net. Is he superstitious, though?
I think just more so in terms of preparation and things of that nature. But I've used to be like that when I was younger. I used to really be routinistic, and then things would go sideways, and it just gets to your head mentally. So I try to make sure I limit as many of those things going into a game. But looking forward to tonight, that's for sure.
And DeBrusk scored 8 times on the road trip. We'll see if it carries over tonight. He also apparently pointed out that he wasn't able to lock down Eras Tour tickets, for what it's worth. 7 o'clock, Sportsnet 650 this evening. NHL tonight, 6 games in all. The Wild and the Ducks and the Stars and the Golden Knights will get going around the same time the Canucks are. Pens and the Rangers tied at 1 in the second. Kraken and the Devils tied as well at 2 through 40 in Toronto. Capitals and the Leafs also tied at 1. And in the dub, the Vancouver Giants on the road tonight face the Tri-City Americans. 7:05 face-up. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, anytime. Sportsnet.ca/650.
What would you do with $25,000 cash? That's mega money. Play at Cascades Casino Delta and Langley, Starlight New West, or Grand Villa Burnaby, and you could find out this Sunday at 4 p.m. Swipe your Encore Rewards card daily to enter. A $25,000 mega money winner is guaranteed this Sunday. Plus, win up to $2,500 cash on Sunday at 2 and 4 p.m. Get all the details at Casino Guest Services.
Must be 19 plus to play. Know your limit. Play within it.
Your dream home doesn't need to be a dream. Hi, I'm Pip Dollywell, founder of Freedom Capital. You found the perfect parcel of land. You have the plans in hand. What you need now is the financing fast. Freedom Capital can help your dream home become a reality by leveraging the equity in your current home, even if the bank said you can't. We're Canada's only national brokerage that focuses on alternative financing. Apply now at freedomcapital.com.
11:30 news time. It is now 5:48. Vancouver police are hoping you can help identify a suspect who attacked a 16-year-old girl this summer. Police say the victim and a friend boarded a bus at Park Royal in West Vancouver on the evening of August 25th. They noticed a man on the bus staring at them, and when they got off the bus downtown, the man allegedly followed them and assaulted one of the girls. A witness intervened, but the man walked away before police arrived. Images of the suspect are up at vancouver.citynews.ca. Police in Vancouver also say a suspect who was shot by officers after he allegedly stole a car in Chinatown last weekend. He's now facing charges. It happened around 4 a.m. on Sunday. A security guard called 911 to report the man had stolen his car while armed with a knife and a broken glass bottle. Officers caught up with him in East Vancouver and, in the course of trying to take him into custody, shot the suspect. He was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. BC's police watchdog is now investigating. Education Minister Lisa Baer says Greater Victoria's public schools should have a district-wide safety plan in place by the time classes resume in January, or School District 61's Board of Education can expect further government action. Baer has announced the appointment of a special advisor to help the board revise its safety plan after it barred police from schools except in emergencies. If a safety plan isn't reached by January 6th, she says consideration will be given to use powers under the School Act to replace the current school board. Vic PD Chief Delmanac has repeatedly criticized the board's decision to bar police from schools except in special circumstances, citing concerns that include increased gang activity. Coming up in 60 seconds, another check of your traffic and weather together on the ones. Daring Grieve in the Air Patrol is flying high above the Burnaby Lake stretch. It's 5:50.
Know more before you go.
Ask your smart speaker to play. 1130 News Radio, Vancouver.
Fall is the perfect time to get organized if there's something you'd like to get done around the house. If you're thinking about a renovation or bigger, perhaps building a laneway house as a way to add value to your home. A flexi line from Capital Direct could be your solution. If you could borrow $80,000, $280,000, or even $2.8 million, how would you increase the value of your property? Find out why Canadians have been trusting Capital Direct for decades. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL.
CapitalDirect.ca. Hi, I'm Trevor Linden. Being over 50 doesn't mean you're old, but it does mean that it's more important than ever to take your health and well-being seriously. Making small changes could mean a big difference. That's why supplementing with the right men's health product is key. I trust Prairie Naturals men's health products. Look for Prostforce, Testforce, and other Prairie Naturals men's health products at a Choices Market near you. Or shop online at prairienaturals.ca.
5:51, back up to the 11:30 News Radio. Air Patrol, is it busy at the Burnaby Lake Stretch? Darren Grieve?
Still seeing the same volume there, Maria. If you're eastbound coming off of the North Shore, it'll be slow through the Cassiar all the way through to Mount Gallardi. But after that merge point, it does look just fine and very quiet now across the Port Mann Bridge. And eastbound Highway 1 through Surrey out towards Langley, you're moving fairly well also. And now over to Alex Kerrigan.
Not much of an issue. I mean, volume delays still there on Alex Fraser Bridge, but northbound delays at 72nd Avenue, they are diminishing by the second, and east-west connector a little slow westbound by the Westminster Highway. After that, you're wide open. Northbound delays south end of the Massey Tunnel. That's one lane in your favor. Thank you for the call. Pitt Meadows is still dealing with the situation. A crash, Lougheed westbound before Old Dewdney. It's got the middle lane blocked off. You push back all the way to Harris Road. It's before Old Dewdney/Kennedy Road. You could use that to bypass the whole thing if you're far enough back. Over to the downtown core, where, again, it is getting better on everything that isn't the Cambie Street Bridge. Cambie Street Bridge is down to one lane in each direction because of a road work project that won't end until well into next year, and a lot of the road closures around here impact that Cambie Street Bridge. Pacific Boulevard's northbound off-ramp is shut down. Pacific Boulevard is shut down between Cambie all the way up to about Abbott Street. If there is anything else going on, give me a call at star 1130.